Hello YouTube, PGBark here, and today I bring you a Dragons or Tarkir draft update. Yesterday I drafted a mardu themed deck heavy on removal and creatures. I was able to win most of my games through hitting with creatures or removing their creatures that are in their way. This format has a lot of easy removal and creatures that get through to the enemy. My primary bombs were Rakshasa Gravecaller, Goblin Heelcutter, and Sandstorm Charger. The Gravecaller, with its exploit ability, is very valuable. Sacrificing a smaller creature that might be picked off, or something small and insignificant, to replace it with 2 more zombies is very valuable. Playing this from your graveyard or something like that in the future in other limited decks will prove to be a valuable asset. Goblin Heelcutter is Goblin Heelcutter. Dashing him in to make a creature unable to block is quite valuable. The Sandstorm Charger, being a Megamorph, is very powerful in all stages of the game. Putting it down turn 3 and then flipping up turn 5 is very surprising to your opponent. A great value combo for the Rakshasa Gravecallers is Absent Sky Captain. I only pulled 1, but once I did start playing him, it became very value intensive when I would play Sky Captain turn 4 and then Gravecaller turn 5 to put the counters on the Gravecaller to make it a massive 5/8. And then get 2 more zombies while I'm at it. Erishin Foremost was my first pick out of my first pack. It's a card that's interesting. I didn't pull enough warriors to utilize its ability to its greatest value, but going turn 3 playing this and then comboing off with something else, or just playing creatures, is particularly pretty well. It works well to beat down on your opponent, and having double strike, in my opinion, is one of the better abilities to have. I kind of small combo for Erishin Foremost is Butcher's Glee. Now, Butcher's Glee is a card that's pretty dear to my heart. It's a kind of wonky card that gives a creature you control lifelink and regenerates it. So it really is, you gain life, there's no loss. And comboing it on Erishin Foremost makes it a 5/3 and regenerates it. And if you connect, you deal 10 damage and you gain 10 life. This card, Hardened Berserker, is a man of value. Being able to attack on turn 4 and then play a turn 5 card on turn 4 is really nice. You can even play instants during your attack step to protect him or something. But this card is awesome. Having the ability to deal damage and get mana from it is very utilitarian and just it's very feels good card. My smaller creatures included Champion of Erishin, Hand of Solmagar, Gore Swine, and Vulturous Aven. Champion of Ashen comboed well with Erishin Foremost when I had it out, but is more or less a nombo. The Hand of Solmagar is just pretty much a 2/1 Death Toucher, which is quite valuable against larger creatures. Gore Swine is just a 4/1 that gets in for damage, and Vulturous Aven gives me 2 cards at the expense of 2 life if I exploit. It's a 2/3 flyer, which is fine for 4, but getting the value off it, even if you have to sacrifice itself, is pretty worthy. My removal included Valor's Stance, 2 Twin Bolts, 1 Ultimate Price, and a Reach of Shadows. Valor's Stance was very valuable, being 2 costs, Smite the Monstrous, and getting rid of some larger creatures that became troublesome. Twin Bolt more or less was just finish off creatures that I could partially kill. Ultimate Price and Reach of Shadows pretty much accompanied each other on destroying creatures that were more or less just creatures that needed to get out of there. Being in both red and black left me open to a lot of removal, and I think from this point on, going black is the way to go in this format. Other cards I chose were Hero's Blade and Profound Journey. Hero's Blade was more or less just adding power to a smaller creature to just beat in with a mardu strategy. And Profound Journey was a card I chose because it's a fun, quirky card, and targeting a exploit creature that may already be in the graveyard to bring it back, sack it, and then bring it back on a rebound is very satisfying. I'm thinking about cooking up a white-black deck revolving around the exploit and this card. Some valuable cards I pulled were Floated Strand and Taskir the Golden Fang. Taskir was more or less just a 4/5 that I might delve in early on, or just later game just to put down 4/5 to deal more damage. And Floated Strand was just to fetch up a plains. My mana base included 18 lands, heavy on the swamps with 7, 6 mountains, and 5 plains. I found early on the draft I was picking mostly swamp black cards because they had so much power with exploit and removal and such. And I think from this point on I'll be running black and possibly a combination of other. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.